The reason we collaborate with groups like Color Coded or just really any groups in DC is because that was kind of part of our inclusion thought process. Like in the past, AIGA has had this like stigma around us where, you know, we're just like the stuck-up designers who kind of keep to ourselves and we have our own people and that's it. And especially being in DC, which is essentially this melting pot of all sorts of people, you know, we wanted to make sure that our own community reflected that diversity and also inclusion that, you know, we live in. And so I think we connect and collaborate with different groups for two very specific reasons. One, D&I is just kind of, you know, woven into the fabric that is AIGA DC. It's something that's incredibly important to us, and we recognize that we also don't have to move forward with that initiative alone. There are other groups in this city that already do similar, if not better work and more focused work, and so there's no reason for us to recreate the wheel. So from a logistics side of things, it's easier for us to just reach out to Phim and other, you know, DC leadership to be like, hey, do you want to do something together, instead of us trying to be this like behemoth organization trying to kind of like monopolize everything in the city. There's no point in that.
Right. I also think you have to understand like your weaknesses, right? So for example, we are a design group, but I wouldn't say that we're like so strong in terms of tech. Not everybody on the board is, at least. So like personally, I could not pull off a really good tech event, I don't think. Maybe video, but not tech. So I need to talk to somebody who is an expert in that. I remember coming across a We Are color-coded event on Eventbrite, and it sounded really cool, and it sounded like a great opportunity for somebody like me to learn. So I was like, we should probably work with them, and then they could help us, you know, curate this awesome event and make it as tailored as possible for people who do need to learn that versus us just kind of guessing.
Yeah, and again, we want to be supportive of the other groups too, and we're not only, again, elevating or celebrating like AIGA, which we do, and I think we do that. We do enough of that, but we also want to like do that for other groups as well.
Yeah.
I mean, DC Design and DC Tech is a pretty tight-knit community, and so what I think I love about those two communities is that we are very generous with our time and efforts and resources and tools and connections, that we can like push forward and bubble up this awesome programming that people might not necessarily be aware of, and unless like all of our groups kind of promote each other. So we're not trying, but we're not necessarily competitive. We want to be like complementary and supportive of everybody.
Exactly, supportive. And that goes back to your first point of like making DC a creative hub. Like you have to partner with other people. You can't just be like over here by yourself.
Yeah. Like this world is too big to do stuff on your own anymore.
Yeah.